you fill it full of sugar and water.
So now all the honey and the eggs and everything are in the bottom, so leave that in there, right? Don't harvest the honey.
Yeah, those 2 boxes stay on all year round.
So that they got food.
Yep, and we feed them. We make sure we lift every hive and check the weight. If it's really heavy and full of honey, we're not going to feed them too much. Because otherwise, the frames can be full of honey and there's no room for the queen lay eggs. So it's very important we have room for the queen lay eggs, even up to the end of September, October. So we fill full of sugar syrup, they come through the holes, and they'll take all the sugar syrup down, make honey out of it, and fill up all the cavities so they have enough food for the winter. Then we're going to put a wrap on them to keep them warm. Insulate the wrap, goes around them. We still have to have 2 holes, one at the top, one at the bottom for air, because every hive will use as much oxygen as one human being. So they have to have air. But they also can create their own temperatures by flexing their wing muscles. Okay? So they can cluster together, and the closer the cluster, the more heat they're going to produce, and they can flex their wing muscles, and they want 92 degrees Fahrenheit in the middle. That's where the queen hangs out. And everybody that gets cool takes a chance, takes a turn. They don't go to the bathroom in the hive either. So they cross all 6 legs all winter. Can you imagine that? Just think about it. But we do medicate them in the sugar syrup to help them out through the winter. It helps them cross their legs, I guess you might say. But if it hits 10 degrees, it's a nice day, they'll fly, go to the bathroom, and back. So the Chinooks are nice.
Are they sort of semi-hibernating?
No. Well, no, they don't hibernate. Wasps, hornets, bumblebees all hibernate. They'll go in the ground, somewhere where it's not freezing but cool, and they go to sleep, and they'll wake up in the spring. Honeybees are not native to North America, so they came from warm climates. They need to stay warm. Maybe if we hang around another 10 million years, they might change. I don't know, who knows. But right now they have to stay warm. So they're very important that they stay warm. They slow down. They don't work as hard. And that's why a worker bee will live 3 months in the wintertime and 26 weeks in the summer. This is the work. So anyway, they're in there.
So when is this wrap for the winter and it hits a nice day of 10 degrees in the shade? Can you come out the air hole?
Well, think about the holes, yeah.
Just the 2 air holes that you have for air.
Yeah. And we have the little doors on the outside of the wrap for them, like landing pads. Makes it easy. So anyway, that's it. And then we just hope they make it through the winter. Cross our fingers. And last year we lost 60% over winter. And that's higher than normal. I think it was almost 50% average in Alberta last year. There's different diseases. 10 years ago, 10 to 50% loss was normal. Now this was 30%, and I don't know what it's going to be this year. It depends a lot on the winter too. Diseases are one thing, but winter is bad if you get too much snow. Now you can cover the beehives up for a couple of months, a few months, and that's not a problem. But when it comes to March, they need to get out and go to the bathroom. They need to get air, and if there's too much snow and you get too much moisture, they start to mold and lose their beehive. So like last year that happened a lot. Some of these hives we couldn't find them at the end of April, it was still snowing. Because we always put them in areas where it's protected. And that's where the snow collects later. So this year I didn't do that. I put it in a while. We're getting no snow on this year. Ground wrong. But at least snow. Alright. So no more questions on that. We'll talk about what comes from the hive. There's 6 things that come from the hive that's good for us as human beings. One is honey, of course. Honey has got complex sugar, so it doesn't burn as quick. It burns evenly and longer than a teaspoon of sugar would. So it's good for complex sugars like dextrose, fructose, and sucrose, and hosts of all kinds of things. And it's good. It also is very good for cuts and burns. So if you have a cut or a burn, you put honey on it, it'll cure it quicker than anything you can buy in the drugstore. I guarantee it. Anybody that wants to try it, believe me, it works really good. And we had a good demonstration because the girl works in the summertime. She fell off her skateboard at a high rate of speed and cut her face all to pieces, and she's come back and started putting honey on it. 19-year-old kid, can you imagine putting honey on your face? Not too many people do that. But she did. And 5 days later, it was all gone. Cured. burns longer and more evenly than paraffin wax. It also cleans the air with negative ions. It cleans the air away. This is a 17-hour candle. Goes quite a long while. Wax is also good for cosmetics. It's also good for chocolate. Put it in chocolate, makes it real smooth. It's also good for tools. If you're running drills and saws and stuff, lubricate it with wax, it works a lot better. The next thing we're talking about is pollen. Pollen is a bee's protein. So they eat nectar or honey for energy food, they eat pollen for protein. This is the stuff they collect from the flowers. They stick it on their hind legs and bring it back. For human beings, it's good for us for energy. If you take a teaspoon of that in the morning, it really gives lots of energy, and it's good for allergies. So if you're allergic to something in a certain area, you take the pollen from that area, it'll take care of your allergy. Now, I don't know how that works. It's like an antibody. Stinging nettles, you get the stinging nettles, get all itchy. You eat the leaf of the stinging nettle, and your itch will go away. I don't know how it works, but it does. Another thing we have in the hive is called propolis. Propolis, nobody knows what it is. Most kids think it's something else when you look at it, but it smells good, and you can actually eat it. And it's the stuff they glue their hives together. So anytime there's any air getting in here they don't like, they seal it off with propolis. And it's tree resin. They get it from tree resins, like tree gum, and they convert it, and they put it on there. It's so sterile that if a mouse gets in the hive, they will sting the mouse to death, but they're not big enough to haul them out, so they have to do something with them. So they cover them with propolis. Keep the bacteria from getting in the hive. 5 years later, the mouse will look exactly like they went totally mummified. Very good for your immune system. So when we start eating it, maybe we'll be mummified. That's very good. It's, you can chew it, you stuck to your teeth, but it's better than tincture and stuff. 2 more things. One is raw jelly. Raw jelly is what they feed the queen. It's full of 75% protein. There's all kinds of weird stuff in there I can't pronounce, but it's very good. Well, if a queen lives to be 5 years old because what she eats, maybe we should be taking it too. It must be good for us, right? It's hard to get. You have to make queens. You make a bunch of queens, and before they hatch, you take your eyedropper and take the suck the raw jelly. That's how you get it. So most of it comes from Korea, where they have cheap labor and the right kind of climate, and they fill 45-gallon drums full of one drop at a time. So we get it here. It's freeze-dried. It's the best we can get it, basically. We can make it ourselves, but it's just not. We don't have the climate. And last but not least, bee venom, bee stings. Bee venom is good for a lot of things. Arthritis, MS, certain cancers. There's a guy in town that actually has a permit to administer bee stings. We can't. We sell the bees to people and they sting themselves. Very good for arthritis. Some people that have arthritis, only get stung 2 or 3 times and they'll never get arthritis again. That's very few, but there's certain people that take it monthly, take stings, and keeps pain away. And of course, if you're willing to take a bee sting and get rid of pain, you must have a lot of pain, because it ain't fun taking a bee sting. And especially MS, because you get very, very much pain in certain areas, stung there, and all of a sudden it'll go away. And the guy that administers it, he's a little guy from Guatemala or someplace, but he's very, very pleased with what he's doing. And he had a car accident. His arms were all screwed up. He had broken shoulders and everything. So he started stinging himself. And a month later, 2 months later, he's pretty well normal. So it does work. And I had both hips wore out playing too much soccer and sports. And so it's not in the bees, I get no more arthritis. So I don't know if that's what did it, but it's gone. Maybe it's called Paragram every day. No, obviously.
Is it true that you don't want the bee to get stung back out with that?
Bees when they sting will die because they have a barb on their stinger and they walk away, they pull themselves apart. So their abdomen's pulled apart so they die again. Not right there, but the stinger has a little sac of venom with a pump, and if you pump venom into your skin until it's empty. So you don't like being stung, you want to get the stinger. But in cases where you want to be stung, it's good.
And if you just to help them knock the bee off, so they take the stinger back out and then fly off and be okay? Or,
It
or what
depends,
do you
if
mean by that?
if she just gets a little bit of a cardia and it hasn't stuck in your skin, it's okay, but if she gets in there too far, it sticks. She's done. The queen has a stinger with no burr, so if you can pick up a queen and play with a queen will sting you. They pick them up and mark them with white dots and different dots every year to see how old they are. But they'll sting other queens. If more than one queen emerges at the same time, they'll fight until something wins. That's what it uses to do.
So if we are stung by a bee, do we have to go to a doctor?
Depends if you're allergic to them.
Then how about the ball that pump the needle out?
What's that now?
The bulb, the needle?
The barb, yeah.
Yeah.
You just take your finger, shove it out. Just come through that. Yeah, but yeah, you need to know if you're allergic or not before you start doing anything there. So. There was a girl walking down the street in California with a walker with full arthritis, and 400 bees came out of the nest. It was like a Africanized bees or killed 400 stings. And they took her to the hospital and filled her full of all kinds of other stuff, adrenaline, antihistamines, and she recovered. Threw her walker away. That was the end of that. No more arthritis. But that's kind of a little lower the hill, the lower board, but it worked there.
Yeah, pray for the bee attack if you're arthritic.
How do you manage to get the pole, so I can see how you get the wax and the honey? How do you get your hands
This
on
here
the pole?
is a little ball trap. The kid walked around and failed. This is a pollen trap. You block off all the entrances to the hive so they can't get in. The only way they get in through the screen. As you go through the screen, it rips the pollen off your legs and falls in.
Hi, you look great. Almost looks like a fencing mask. Kind of, sort of.
You only leave it on the hive for a couple of days because it needs the pollen to the brood. You take it off, go to another hive.
So if you sell pollen, it would have to be very expensive.
I think it's $11.95 for
So what's in mead?
Mead.
Is it got water and honey, or is there more?
By the way, I think I'm due for another tour here, and that's ready about now. So we'll just walk in there and do that if you want. Yeah.